Hi, Anne. Thanks for
Hey.
joining me on this call.
Yeah, glad to do it.
So we're going to talk about why you've joined my membership online classes. So why did you first start coming to classes?
Because when I was in crisis mode a year ago, I had a conversation with you. That was how I met you, and about Feldenkrais. And I was in such pain. My back had been out, and I was literally out of commission for 2 months. And you talked to me when I was in like acute pain and couldn't move. And then you talked to me afterwards about Feldenkrais. And I think you even helped me with a little bit of movement, but not much because you were afraid to do anything because I was in such bad shape. But you helped me I found somebody near me who does Feldenkrais. And I go to her sometimes, but I honestly enjoy your classes more.
Oh, thank you.
I haven't been, I'm going to go to her because I do like her and she does help. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, there's something different about the hands-on technique, but then also the empowerment you get from your own experience doing the classes.
That's what I was thinking, that maybe that mix, I should keep it up because that mix is probably good, having her doing the hands-on and then doing the, becoming aware of my body.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I suggest for people that have got the acute chronic pain, is doing both. They can support each other. So was there anything that made you think twice before attending, or was it an impulse decision? Yep, that sounds great, I'm coming along.
No, I didn't. The only hesitation I had was, I've got this ingrained fear of, I don't want to end up flat on my back again for 2 months with, my back out and acute pain and can't move. Literally, my kids have to help me get out of bed, go to the bathroom, freaking brush my teeth. You know what I mean? My daughter go and get dressed, get your shower, wash your hair, dry your hair. She's going to have to stop saying that.
So what was it that you were struggling with before you came to class? Can you be a little bit more?
Well, I was afraid. I was afraid of the movement, that it was going to put my back out. But I've learned through you and I always went to traditional, chiropractic care where, it's the adjustments. And I started going to, it's called network chiropractic. And there's no manual manipulation. They work with the central nervous system and along the spine and the back of the head to teach the body to let go. They call it unwinding. And then when that unwinding can happen and you can calm that, because my nervous system was stuck in fight or flight, in parasympathetic. If you can bring in that sympathetic nervous system, and that's the relaxation. So that's what it works with that. And then Feldenkrais goes along with it. And I'm realizing there are still times where I can find and I'm learning when my back starts really hurting me. My hip, I haven't figured it out yet, but it's all connected. I know that. But that it's an old holding patterns from me, my body. My body did it in my initial water skiing accident, 34 years ago. That was the protection mode. And then, and then when I ripped this trapezius, that was protection mode. And then when all this stuff started happening, everything started shutting down. I was really unaware. And so I started working with you of how little movement, how little function I actually have. So there are times when we're doing stuff, obviously some of it I can't do yet. Some of it I just can't do because my muscles, I've learned, my muscles don't fire. My muscles don't fire right. But the Feldenkrais, the network chiropractic, and I've been working with a visceral therapist, and she's helping me realize a lot of stuff too. So it's, a lot of it is, trusting the other day I did something and I felt my back and my hip, and I started going into panic mode, oh my God. And then I was like, no, you're meant to move like this. And I was to my body, you're meant to move like this.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're safe. You're okay. You used to love to do all kinds of movement. You used to love to, and I started listening to, you know, water skiing, swimming, hiking, running, like, you know, stuff that I can't do anymore. And it was like, you know, I was like, you're okay. You're meant to do this, and you're okay. And just working on calming it down. And then I lay down on the floor. You taught me how to get up and down, because I couldn't even get up and down. I still can't squat, but I can get up and down off the floor.
Not a lot of people can. It's okay.
By the way you taught me. And I did that one that you said kind of like relaxes the body, where you lay on your back and you just go like this with your heels, so your body's rocking. I did that for a little bit. And the one where we just to roll over, I found that when my hip is really, really tight and low back, I have to do it very gently. I'll lay down, I'll do that shaky one, and then I'll do some of the we did before you do the book on the foot. Yeah. Like some of that, like lift it up and down your heel and toe and everything. Yeah. And then I'll warm up a little bit, and then I go into just that rolling over motion. I'll do this side, and then I'll roll all the way over, and then I'll do this side. That helps release it. So it's really. So I think you've just answered my next two questions. How has it influenced your life? And you've got this empowerment now that you've got some strategies of what to do when you do feel that pain coming on. Get on the floor and experience what you're doing. Close down, listen, and just move gently, which is amazing. So how are these movement classes different to other movement classes that are out there? Well, because it's not, okay, so I'm going back and I'm thinking, like, you know, yoga, although the woman I was doing yoga with, she was a yoga therapist. So she was, because a lot of times I've done some other classes, you know, I can't even think of doing yoga now. But and I had times where people, like, you know, the teacher was like, well, no, you know, you have to put your foot this way, or you have to go, you know, like telling you how it has to be. And I was like, okay, that doesn't feel well. That's how it has to be. And I did like African dance for, I think, 2 years, and Pilates and some other stuff. And it was like, I'm trying to remember, and like different exercise classes when I used to go to the gym, and it was doing what they told you and how they told you to do it versus learning to listen. And it was interesting because I had read an article about hips and how it was really detrimental for dancers and in exercise classes and yoga classes, telling me you have to, you know, like your knees have to be at this angle and your feet have to be at this angle, because there's like all these different ways that the bones go into the hips and sit in the hips. So some sit like this, some sit like this. So there's not one way to put your legs, and this honors that. The so difference. It's and I'm not feeling like, oh, I'm not doing it right. You know, and I'm sure as I progress, it's going to be able to it might change, because I'll have more movement, so that the way things are sitting, I'm guessing things will change, and that'll give me other options to move. Absolutely. What's one thing these classes offer that no other classes or teachers offer? The ability, and I mean, I can't say that others don't, but it's the honest ability to do it where you are. And it's not about, it's actually, okay, here's I think what, it's not actually about doing it. It's connecting. It's more about the connection with the body and feeling it. And if you can't do it, like there are some things I physically cannot do because of my back and my hip. And some of it I can modify a little bit, but when I can't do it, while you're guiding through, I close my eyes and I visualize it. Sometimes, honestly, I try and feel it. Sometimes I can't feel what it would feel like because it's been so long since I've been able to move like that. But I just kind of just picture, because I try and, like, if I can, try and like feel it in wherever area it is. But if I can't, then I just like picture myself moving that. However,
that's key. That is key, because it really, I keep reminding, it's not about the movements, it's about how you attend to yourself. And even just that imagery fires up those neurological pathways and gets them activated, which is what we're doing. We're reactivating and rewiring the nervous system using different parts of the brain.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I remember what I did. You're going to laugh. I remember what I did that made me freak out, because I felt this like in my like this tightening in my low back and my right hip. Remember last week when we were doing the rocking on the knees? I was doing just a little bit of that to release my hip and low back, and then you had us bring our hands up like almost next to our knees and push up off. I did that and I stood up.
Yay!
Yeah, it was yay, but I felt this tightening and I was like, oh, fuck, I put it out. And I was like, and then it was like, no, you're okay.
Yeah.
You can move like this. You're meant to move like this. And I literally was a conversation I was having with my body. So that's what it was. It was funny. That just popped in my head. Because I couldn't remember. That's what happened.
Wow.
But I did it.
So would you recommend these classes to your friends, your hairstylist, your grandmother?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I think even if you don't have physical issues, it's just a good way. I mean, I don't know, but it's probably preventative, but it's a way to also, I think, maximize the movement of your body. And, it was funny. My daughter and I were having a conversation because she's been having knee problems. I'm like, it's not your knee. It's probably your hips, your ankle, your feet. Yeah. And we were talking, about how it's like all interconnected. And as we were talking about it, I said to her, because she said, well, maybe I just need to stretch it. And I said, here's the thing. There's been research, I've read it and you've talked about it, that, less stretching is needed if everything's aligned the way it is, because you don't have muscles out of balance. You don't have like, okay, the front ones are too tight and the back ones aren't tight enough. And you have these imbalances that causes issues where things feel tight and then you need to stretch it. And it was funny because she was like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The knee can only move in a certain way. And the sheer force of not being able to move, with all the planes of direction the hips got available to it, and having a tight lower back. And, that's where then, my knee's hurting because it's not moving functionally above and below that area. Same with the foot and the ankle, as you've discovered with the Book on the Foot series. There's so much more availability in our ankle and our foot. So you're right on the bang on it there. When are you going to do your Feldenkrais training?
I would love to. I don't know if I could do all that stuff though. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool.
So thank you so much. I will see you in class very soon, and I think we might do the knee lesson.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you.
Okay. I'll see you later.